Hello, everybody. Back at it here for the evening shift. Be on air at 5. Little weather extra. But before I start talking weather, a good friend of mine and viewer, her name is Linda. She lives in Russellville, and she's had Boomer for 12 years, but he's gone missing. I put a picture up here for you. I'm hoping this maybe gets a little legs and some circulation out there. On his tag is her phone number that you can call her directly if you find Boomer and you're in the Russellville area. But this little cute pup, I've shared pictures of Boomer on air before, and very sad, and it hurt my feelings when I came into work and saw that Linda's dog was missing. And the least I could do was maybe go ahead and get the word out, posted it on my Facebook page. I do believe you can share that if you go to my Facebook page if you're in the Russellville area. And again, very friendly dog, 12 years old, and it goes by the name of Boomer, and his tag has all his information on it. Hopefully we can find Boomer and have good news for Linda. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the forecast. I'm going to pop this up real quick. Talked about how there was an isolated shower or storm chance or a quick downpour. It'll look like, I call it freckles or popcorn on the radar, where one little cell develops and you get a little downpour and then it goes away. And we have one by the A in Athens moving to the north. There's one in Russellville. There's also one in western Lauderdale County. This is not big time coverage. Most of you will not have any kind of rain now through the early evening. But that little downpour near Athens certainly will ruin the picnic plans if they're outside, of course. And yeah, some heavy rainfall. But really the story today has been all about the heat and a little bit more humidity than we had the last couple of days. There's a look in Athens. That's actually the shower. I forgot that I did this. Yeah, so the shower looking southwest from the radar. So that's the roof of the building that you see in the forefront there. And then off to the distance, you can see that rain shield. And decent little shower out there too, affecting parts of southwest Athens. It's drifting to the north very slowly and will probably brush western Athens here in the next couple of minutes. Temperatures outside, though, are really the headline. Another 94 in Huntsville, 95 in Athens, and once that shower moves through, that temperature will drop a little bit. Shoals, 95, and you see these mid-90 temperatures, and you're like, wow, the feel-like temperature must be off the charts. It must be totally gross. But you know what's crazy is when you don't have a tremendous amount of humidity. It's still a little humid out there, but it's not like disgustingly humid, right? So what happens is it makes the feel-like temperature around 100. That's very typical for this time of year in the Tennessee Valley, and something that most should expect for the July 4th holiday weekend. And feel-like temperature is 98, 99, close to 100, with the air temperature being mid-90s. That's because the dew points are only sitting in about the 60s. So a tropical feel here, but tropical storm actually happening in the Carolinas. This is the third named system of the Atlantic season. We had Andrea, Barry, and now Chantal. It's such a bougie name. I was doing it this morning. I can't stop. It's a bad habit. But in all seriousness, it's going to bring some heavy rainfall to the coastal locations of North Carolina, South Carolina, probably about 4 or 5 inches of rain. Outer Banks will get smacked with some wind gusts about 35, 40 miles an hour, maybe up to 50. There are tropical storm warnings now for coastal locations in the Carolinas as the hurricane season kicked off in June 1st, goes all the way until November 30th. And I'm sure that will be the first. That's the third name system, but the first of many that will be named this year. It seems like every year we're naming hurricanes and tropical storms, and the names get all the way up to the S's and T's every year. Hopefully that won't be the case this year, but Chantal, the third name system. Tonight, evening storm. We're tracking on the radar, otherwise warm and muggy for the rest of you, low 70s. Sunday, repeat performance of today will go mid-90s and feel like temperatures close to 100. There's a slight chance of a spot shower again tomorrow afternoon. And then on Monday, same thing, mid-90s, slight chance of a spot shower. The higher chances of rain on your 10-day forecast will arrive sometime Tuesday night into Wednesday. Once we get into that pattern, it looks like it will stick around for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and possibly into the following weekend. It's a stalled out frontal boundary. It's not going anywhere. And what that means for you at home, it keeps the clouds around, keeps the rain chances around. That will keep the mid-90s away for a while because you don't have enough sunshine to go that warm, but it'll be pretty humid, and the temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s by Thursday and Friday with more clouds and rainfall. So many locations had about 1.5 feet of rainfall in May and June. I think Decatur had about 1 foot. Shoals, Huntsville, 1.5 feet. So we've had plenty of rainfall up until this point, beginning May 1st, but so far July mainly dry, and this would be a pattern change that would be more conducive to more significant rainfall throughout a longer stretch of time, 3, 4, 5 days. So I'll have to keep an eye on it. But forecast model's not real bullish on exactly how much rain. Kind of keeps it in check, but still nonetheless, anytime you get a downpour in the summertime, it's going to pour, literally. So let me see if anybody is on today. Jasmine says, what it do? I love it hot. I love it hot. Good, Jasmine. That's great. Some people love hot temperatures. I know a lot of people on the Decatur camera. I was checking out the cameras. I was trying to find that shower up in Athens. And I look at the Decatur camera and I see like boat after boat after boat after boat going out and passing by the camera. Everybody getting a little fishing in. I'm sure Gunnersville was packed today. I'm sure a lot of boats and jet skis out on the water. And, you know, it's hot, but that's what summer is. It's supposed to be hot. So a lot of people taking advantage. Some people say, I'm going to stay inside, just deal with the AC, and I'm good to go. And if that's you, that's okay. Everybody kind of just deals with it the way they want to. This time of year, 90-plus day, feel like 100 is very, very July-esque for the Tennessee Valley. So nothing crazy weather-wise. Have to keep an eye on that rainfall for next week. Somebody asked me this morning on Facebook if it was going to be a severe weather threat for this week ahead. It looks like more just like typical summertime storms where you get some heavy rain, a lot of lightning, gusty winds. But that would be the extent of the severe weather. Lightning can cause problems. Winds 50 miles an hour can cause damage. And obviously, our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the people affected in Texas with the flash flooding. We talk about it all the time. Heavy rainfall is just as dangerous, especially if it comes down so heavy, so fast, and can cause flash flooding. And flash flooding is something that you don't get any notice. Once flash flooding happens, it's game on. And I don't know if anybody saw some of the videos that have been coming in from Texas, but there was like this little creek, and in a matter of minutes, it was like taking over the whole entire road and buckling the road. And yeah, things like that can happen when you have a month's worth of rainfall in about, I think it was like 2 hours or something like that. But definitely our thoughts and prayers go out to the people affected in Texas. Has not been a good 24 to 48 hours with all the rainfall that they've had. So we'll have to keep an eye on heavy rain. I don't think our rain gets quite like that, but it's something to watch at the end of the week. And flash flooding can happen. Let me see. Thomas Rose, hello from Florence. It's hot and humid. Yeah, it's certainly hot. It's humid too, for sure. Dew points were around 70, so that time of year when you're going to have a little humidity, you're never going to really take the humidity completely away in the summertime. It's almost not impossible, but you would need a really, really odd cold front that would bring in some kind of like dry air for like one day. But we tend to stay pretty humid in the summertime, hard to avoid for sure. The dew points are not oppressive. They're not that high for this time of year, but it's enough that when you have a 95 or 94 or 96 degree temperature, it still makes it feel like 100, and that's still hot and humid, right? For sure. And that pattern doesn't break until October. Yes, I've been here now 3 years, so I know it can last for well beyond Labor Day, continue through much of September. That's the thing that I had to adjust to when I moved here, was like coming up. I worked up in Rhode Island for 7 years, originally from New England, but the summers there are tight, short. The summers here are long. You can get 90-degree days here in April, and you can have 90-degree days all the way up into like early November. Whereas, my hometown, when I lived in Connecticut, you have a 90-degree day, that makes like news, So what happens here on a regular basis in other parts of the U.S., not quite the same, obviously. That 90-degree temperature, though, it's a big bubble of warmth. It's not just our area in the Tennessee Valley. It's really from the upper Midwest east that has a lot of heat. Humidity is mainly confined to the Gulf, but still very hot. And you expect that in summertime, of course. So, do I see a big cheddar? Hi, Samantha. What's up? I hope you had a good 4th of July. Samantha, I did. Thank you, and I appreciate that. I had a fantastic 4th. I hope you did too. Nice that the 4th was on a Friday. Like for people who have like a normal schedule, they have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Maybe you take the Monday off or took the Thursday off, make it a 4-day weekend. Like why not? Certainly the weather cooperating for outdoor plans if you don't mind it hot, of course. I get it. I'm going to zero back to the radar. I just want to check on it and see what it's doing. Chantal. I wanted to call it Chantel, but I did some research and I watched all these meteorologists in the Carolinas, and they're all calling it Chantal. So I said, okay, and I checked the pronunciation. It was the same. So there's your spotty little speckles out there. A couple showers, downpours, nothing severe. Heavy rainfall moving through western Athens now, just east of Rogersville and Coxey. Got another cell out towards northeast of Waterloo. And then you got another little rainmaker near Russellville, Phil Campbell area. If Dio from PC was in the house, she would maybe have a shower by her house because she lives in Phil Campbell. Dio is Donna Oliver. But yeah, I don't think the coverage will be all that much, but whatever happens in the next hour or two should fizzle quickly in the evening. So if there are firework plans this evening for your particular location and you're going to those, it shouldn't have an impact. Obviously, I'll keep an eye on the radar. Usually fireworks shows happen, between 8:30 and 9:30, depending on what the venue is. I think we should be good at that point. But obviously a big forecast whenever you have fireworks in the forecast. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you. Hey, happy 4th. Hey, happy 4th to you, Deborah. Hope all is good. Hope everybody's having a good 4th of July weekend. A lot of you talking about all the great food you've been making the last couple of days, and then you tell me about it on Facebook. And I said, well, where's Jeff Desnoyers cut? I want to know where the food is. Just bringing it to the station. Bring it on. But it sounds like everybody's having a good time that I talked to. A lot of outdoor plans, outdoor activities, a lot of things going on across the area. We did a story yesterday. A lot of people were down at the water park there in Point Mallard, getting a little bit of action in the wave pool going on to stay cool. Pandas were away last night, and they put the game on the big screen and let everybody come down toward the field and had a fireworks show. That was pretty cool. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff happening this time of year. Just want you to have a safe and good 4th. And, yeah, just be safe. No drinking and driving. A lot of checkpoints out there. We talked about it on the news last night. Checkpoints set up all around Huntsville. So make sure you keep you safe. Samantha, I can see the Florence McFarland Park fireworks from the front yard, so it was a pretty good 4th. That's awesome. You got front row seats to the fireworks show? That's fantastic, Samantha. I'm kind of jealous. I had a rough night last night with fireworks at the old Desnoyers household last night. Rubble was not happy. It was a rough night. But I'm a big fan of fireworks, just not when they're in my neighborhood. But the fireworks themselves, Toyota Field, when I was there Thursday, July 3rd, I saw the game. They won 10-8. It was an awesome game. And they had like a double whammy fireworks show happening that night. It was really good. I like fireworks. Hey, Adam Wooten from Fort Payne checking in. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well, Adam. Hope you're having a good 4th of July weekend. Hopefully you have a couple days off. Adam's hoping to get one of those isolated showers. Yeah, it doesn't look like it right now, my friend. They're all to the west of I-65 right now, but the way this works, this setup is they can literally pop up like a kernel anywhere. So, but yeah, I don't see anything happening right now for you, but we'll keep an eye on it. That's what I'm here for. 5 o'clock newscast, 6 o'clock newscast, 10 o'clock newscast. And then the night's over. And then I will be back tomorrow morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 5 o'clock to be on air again. And Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will be on Sunday night, probably just talking about the heat, the humidity, keeping track of the rain opportunities for the middle to end of the week. But and Eric will be back on Monday. And I think I'm a beep traffic guy on Monday. So got you covered for sure. And I was kind of hoping when I came into work today I wouldn't have to track any of these little showers, but Mother Nature said, no, I'm going to pop a few just to keep you busy. Samantha, my grumpy old pup Benny doesn't like our front row fireworks, right? Benny's like, no. Yeah, Rubble. Ugh, rough night last night for Rubble. Sky, too. She wasn't really a big fan either, but yeah, every dog I've ever had has been afraid of fireworks pretty much. So, but. Hi, Jill Holland. Howdy do, Jeff. Good to see you on, Jill Holland. Always a pleasure. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. And I hope you all continue to have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for the update, Jeff. Hope I have a good day. Adam, you have a good day too, my friend. I'll keep an eye on Fort Payne to see if you get that isolated shower in Fort Payne. I know you want one. We'll see what we can do. But I'll keep an eye on the radar. I'm going to go get my microphone, change mics out so I can go on the on-air mic out in the studio. And we will have your newscast starting at 5 o'clock. News, weather, sports, lots going on today. And got a really cool inside or information about a very successful baseball team in the Fort Payne area. I think we're doing a story on that today. If we're not doing it today, it's going to be tonight at 10. But nonetheless, pretty cool. And we appreciate that. Thank my buddy Paul Davis for sending that to me. I sent it off to the newsroom. They grabbed right onto it. So that was what I kind of expected. So good stuff. All right, everybody have a fantastic evening. Have a fantastic day tomorrow. Be on air in about 15 minutes and have a good one.